fact about me, I love a loaded potato. But a loaded sweet potato? Now that's next level. Super warm, cozy, and totally delish. So today I am making one of my favorites. This is my buffalo chickpea sweet potato. Basically getting buffalo chickpeas, stuffing them in some delicious sweet potatoes. It's gonna be out of control. So the first thing I need to get started on is my sweet potatoes. I've got 4 like medium-ish sweet potatoes here. Sometimes when you're buying sweets, you're like, they're either teeny tiny or the size of a shoe, like a very large shoe. So I like to go for the medium-sized ones. They cook up nice and even. The first thing I do when I am roasting a sweet potato is I get a fork and I just stab it a few times, you know? Just a classic potato stab. So what you're doing here is you're basically letting like a little bit of steam out as they roast in the oven. If I weren't to do this, the skin could split and they could kind of explode. And I don't want that. I want to keep these nice and gnarly and delicious. So just poke those all over. Again, give them a good scrub before you get started. Because since this is a jacket potato, I want that skin on there. Tons more fiber too. Absolutely perfect. Now, this is something I do anytime I am baking any sort of potato. As opposed to wrapping them in foil, which kind of, again, steams them, I add a little bit of oil straight onto those babies. Because what that's gonna do is give me like a little bit of a crispy outside. It gives kind of a combination between like a baked potato and a French fry and a chip, which is an excellent thing in my books. So give that a little bit of a rub, just to get them nice and coated. Sometimes if I'm really feeling like risky, I don't even put them on a pan. I just throw them into my oven. Don't tell my husband. He's the one who cleans the oven. Now I'm just gonna season those with a little bit of salt. You can add some pepper on there too, but I'm gonna pop these into a 425-degree oven for 20 minutes just to start roasting. That's gonna get that roasting process nice and started. They're gonna start to get tender. But as I promised, we are making a buffalo chickpea sweet potatoes. So I'm gonna get to work on the chickpeas. I have got a can of chickpeas here that I've drained and rinsed. I know a lot of people like to keep that like bean water for things like vegan baking and stuff. It's not my cup of tea. Honestly, you do you, if that's your thing. But I just drain it, get rid of it, because I love the chickpeas. So into there, I'm gonna season these up with a little bit of deliciousness. So the first thing I need is about a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. Honestly, ever since I stopped eating meat when I was about, 15, the thing that I miss the most, chicken wings. So anytime I can give like buffalo chicken wing flavor to things, I'm gonna do it. Now I'm also adding on a 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder. Gives it a real nice kind of meaty flavor. A 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, which is nice and spicy and like a classic buffalo sauce flavor. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of cumin. And cumin to me tastes really nice and meaty. It's got a good amount of kind of like lemony flavor, but it also gives like a smokiness into there. Now season those up with a little bit of salt. And then add on about a tablespoon of olive oil. Just glug that on over. Honestly, these fried up in a pan, total dream. But since I've already got that oven on, I am gonna add these chickpeas onto that sheet pan. So at this point, I would want that sweet potato roasting for about 20 minutes, but I'm gonna bring these on over to the oven and add them onto that pan. Essentially what's gonna happen is those chickpeas are gonna get a little crispy, a little kind of gnarly and chewy and delish. So again, sweet potatoes, magic of television, roasting for 20 minutes. Add those chickpeas right onto that pan. Already getting a little bit of a sizzle. And then pop those back into the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes or until those sweet potatoes are nice and cooked and tender and those chickpeas are gnarly and delicious. I am making one of my all-time fall favorites, my buffalo chickpea sweet potatoes. So I've got those sweet potatoes in the oven along with those chickpeas and they are roasting up beautifully. But now I've got to make, honestly, the thing that I miss most about hot wings, and that is that delicious dunk with that little side of celery. I think it's more the vibe of hot wing that I miss, but you know, here we are. So I want to make a nice creamy and delicious dunk. So here I've got 1/2 cup of Greek yogurt. If you wanted to, you could also use sour cream. That would be great, but Greek yogurt lightens it up a little, gives it a bit more tang too. So I'm just going to add that on into a bowl. along with the juice of half of a lemon. This lemon is gonna even more brighten this up, give a bit more tanginess. And I love lemon. What can I do? I wanna put it in pretty much everything I eat. Super nice and bright and delish. Now in there, I'm also gonna mince in a garlic clove. So I've got one right here, and again, I'm just gonna use my rasp and rasp it right on in. Once that garlic hits that slightly kind of tart yogurt and that nice lemon juice, it kind of pulls back on that raw garlic flavor, giving you like real good, kind of soft, but still spicy raw garlic. The amount I cook with raw garlic, arguably, probably not great, but it's great. You know, not great for your breath, great for your flavor. So always good. Give that a little bit of a mix up. And then into there, I'm gonna add in that classic side of celery. I've got some thinly sliced celery here, just one stalk, and I'm gonna add this in. This is actually a trick that my friend Renee does. Anytime she makes like buffalo cauliflower, she puts the celery in the dunk, and then it's like everything in one bite, and it's totally delicious. Now, I've also got a few tablespoons of some green onion. You could also use chives, that would be great. Toss those in too. Looking beautiful. Already, this looks great. It looks like the world's creamiest coleslaw, and I'm always excited about that. Now, for the final ingredient in this dip, I wanna add in some cheese. Now, I'm a blue cheese gal, but I know a lot of people don't love blue cheese, so you can use blue cheese, or you can just go with feta. Nice, crumbly, salty feta cheese. Total dream. Add that on in, give that a mix. Oh my gosh. Already that looks delicious. I know it just looks like a pile of delicious, like creamy wonderfulness, and that is exactly what it is. I'm gonna give it a taste, because why not? Oh my gosh. I would put that on most things. Now these potatoes and chickpeas are smelling delish, so I'm gonna grab those from the oven. Oh yeah. The chickpeas have cooked down. They are nice and crispy, crunchy. Those sweet potatoes look absolutely beautiful. So I'm just gonna set those aside, a little hot. Don't worry, I got chef hands. Pop those aside. And then I've got these crispy, gnarly chickpeas here. So I'm gonna add those on into a little bit of butter. Now the butter's totally optional, but like, why not? Oops, chickpeas down. Feel like Kevin McAllister making a little bit of a trap. That was a Home Alone reference for anybody wondering. Perfect, add those in. And then I'm gonna add in that classic buff sauce ingredient, and that is cayenne pepper hot sauce. Add in about a 1/4 cup or more. That's how I like it, a little spicy. Give that a stir up. And that to me looks so good. It's so crispy and crunchy. I've got one of these potatoes. To build these, just pop one into a bowl or onto a plate. Cut that little baby open. I personally like to do kind of like a little bit of a kind of slice-a-roo. Pop that open. Add in those buffalo chickpeas. If you're looking for an orange dinner, I have got an orange dinner for you. And then a little bit of this amazing kind of creamy, cheesy celery situation right on top. You are feeling this one, and I am too. Now a little bit of extra hot sauce because that's how I do it in my house. Now that, to me, looks absolutely delicious. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.